The government on the other side of there is trying to tell you how to act and how to behave. That was my parents' job, and I think they did a darn good job of it.
But our future. The Declaration of Independence tells us that governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed. This exorbitant spending in the stimulus bills, the $3.6 trillion budget, shows that the governed are giving up their basic entitlement, and that is to tell that the government they are wrong. Our responsibility as American citizens is to be the government, know what the government is doing, and steer the government in the direction we see fit for the future. And that is what you have all done today by showing up. All of you show that the American spirit, the American voice, reigns free, and that the people in a free market society should not tolerate gross taxation and spending by the government. I thank every single person for coming out today to show your support, and I'll leave you with one final quote. Collectivism does not work because it is based on faulty economic presence. There is no such thing as a person's fair share of wealth. The gross national product is not a pizza that must be divided because if I get too many slices, you have to eat the box. The economy is expandable and in any practical sense, limitless.
We're going to have, Cheryl, she's going to speak for some of the children here.
Good afternoon. I'm a mom, and I'm here for my children and their friends. Normally, it's the adult who's ultimately held accountable for the actions of irresponsible children. When we look at what is happening today, we see that our children will ultimately be held responsible for the actions of irresponsible adults in Washington, D.C. The Congressional Budget Office estimates our deficit to be $9.3 trillion in the next 10 years. Some of our kids have never even heard the word trillion, let alone know what it means for their future. If this isn't irresponsible, I don't know what is. What happened to each generation making America an even better place for their children than it was left for them? Talk about taxation without representation. These kids didn't vote for this. When these children are old enough to realize the tremendous debt that has been passed on to them, they're going to look to us and say, "What were you thinking?" And better yet, as we say around our house, "Are you kidding me?" But for those of you who stand here now, stand here today, when they say, "What did you do when this happened?" we can look them in the eye and say, "We did everything we could to stop it." And hopefully we can say, "We made a difference." Congress thinks we're not paying attention. Prove them wrong. We must call and write our senators, our congressmen, and even the president. We must make our voices heard. Today is just the beginning. Tell them to stop the fiscal child abuse that is being perpetrated onto our children. One word from them. We can't hear you. Just give us our future.
It's our responsibility as adults, but we're adults, to take responsibility.